Hare Krishna. Welcome to Morning Amrut Vani program. Her Grace Padmavati Sevika Mataji will be giving the transcendental words of wisdom. Bhakti Rupakshi Sharma Mataji will be reading the Namamrita, followed by Srila Prabhupada's quote. His Grace Rupavilas Prabhuji will also add his comments afterwards. Hare Krishna. Welcome to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Danvat Pranam. The holy essence is the essence of all bliss. The absolute truth is Sri Krishna, and loving devotion to Sri Krishna, exhibited in pure love, is achieved through congregational chanting of the holy name, which is the essence of all bliss. Sri Chaitanya Charit Amrit Adi Leela 1.96. Prabhupada quote 8 February. One who seeks pleasure externally, he is materialist, and one who seeks pleasure internally, he is a spiritualist. Los Angeles, February 8, 1969. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा। जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। होलीनेस गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। हिज ग्रेस रूप प्लस प्रभु जी की जय। सभी भक्त वृंद की जय। हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय। मॉर्निंग चैंटिंग प्रोग्राम की जय। सभी भक्तों को धन्यवाद प्रणाम। So the Hare Krishna Mahamantra actually means that we are requesting Radharani, the Haladini Shakti, to keep us constantly engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When chanted in public, people may not know the true meaning of this Mahamantra, but the congregational chanting of this Mahamantra attracts the crowd and everyone who is listening to the Mahamantra. For example, during the Rath Yatra festival, where the crowd is attracted to the deities and engrossed in the singing of the Mahamantra and dancing to ecstasy all the way with the Rath, is a experience in itself to understand that the Mahamantra pulls and attracts so much of crowd. Kaler dosho nidhi rajan asti eko mahan guna. Kalyuga is completely contaminated, but it has a great quality. Asti eko mahan gun means that the chanting of the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It is a one great essence or a boon given in Kalyuga by Mahaprabhu himself to the Kalyugi Jeev. Because in Kalyuga, Mahaprabhu knew, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that all the Kalyugi Jeev will be absorbed only in sense gratification activities and they will have no time to praise or do seva of the Lord. So even in the temple, whenever we have the Kirtan Mela and the evening Kirtan, at that time we realize that in the temple, the general crowd is pulled towards the congregational Sankirtan. And the general people love to listen to the congregational Kirtan and dance there and sing the glories of the Lord. So chanting the Lord's holy name will endow the living entities with liberation from material bondage, and the holy name of the Lord has the potency to relieve the living entity of material existence by constant remembrance of Lord, and the living entity then will become eligible to go back to Godhead. So uttering the Maha Mantra is as good as Lord himself. Lord's holy name, Lord's Prasad and Lord's Seva are the only ways to stay connected to him in Kalyuga. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would chant the Maha Mantra, then all the animals would also dance in ecstasy. So what to speak of the living entities? They should realize that uttering the holy name is like drinking a nectar, and in spite of having a human body, if we do not drink this nectar, then our life will become useless. The holy name is a reservoir of bliss and purity. It is so pure that when uttered with faith, it can purify a living entity completely. Example, Srila Prabhupada carried Vrindavan in his heart. And whenever Srila Prabhupada did the chanting, lots of crowd was attracted even in the Western world. So all the hippies would come and listen to his chanting and then they changed into happies. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada quote, spiritual bliss means that I am very anxious to do more work for Krishna. It also means that I am anxious to improve the quality of my chanting and increase the rounds of my chanting. I am anxious to do more and more seva for Krishna and so on. And as against this, material bliss means that I want to do more and more work for the satisfaction of my senses alone. But by doing so, I get stuck in Maya and keep repeating the cycle of birth and death, which is never ending. So spiritual growth is far, far more superior than material growth. Spiritual growth means to free myself from material existence, and material growth means to work harder and harder to fulfill all my material desires and continue this vicious cycle. Absence of Krishna in my life means more of Maya. And Maya is so strong that it attacks us whenever we are not connected to Krishna. When the soul is without Krishna, it is pulled down by Maya in hellish conditions. So, one who seeks pleasures externally at the gross body level is a materialist, and one who seeks pleasure internally at the soul level is a spiritualist. So, internal here refers to focusing on activities that will feed the soul and not the mind at the gross body level. Internally, if we are focused or absorbed in devotional service, then Lord Himself protects us from the external sources. So always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Can we read Padma Sevika Mataji's today's Namamrita? Can only you read the Namamrita?
Nama.
Yeah.
Could
The
we
holy
increase
name?
this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The holy name is the essence of all bliss. The absolute truth is Sri Krishna, and loving devotion to see Krishna exhibited in pure love is achieved through congregational chanting of the holy names, which is the essence of all bliss. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit Adi Leela 1.96.
And one who seeks pleasure externally, he is materialist, and one who seeks
And one
pleasure
who seeks
internally
pleasure is a
is
spiritualist. Yes.
spiritualist.
Yes.
So everybody wants pleasure. This entire world is running behind pleasure. And the problem is that uh, unless and until one doesn't know the real Swartha, what is the real Swartha? The real Swartha is
Give the Krishna praise.
to achieve Krishna Prem in our life, to connect with Krishna.
Amen.
So, uh, not knowing we are spirit soul and we think ourselves as body, we try to engage in bodily pleasures and we suffer more. In Bhagavad Gita, we know specifically Lord says that there are four types of sukha. Three types of sukhas are mentioned. The fourth type of sukha is the divine sukha. Rajasi, Tamasi, and Sattvic sukha. But here, the sukha or the pleasure or the happiness that is mentioned is Shuddha Sattvic sukha. The Tamasi sukha, people try to get in meat eating, gambling, intoxication, illicit sex life, killing others. By doing that, they think that they are getting happiness. This Tamasi people. Rajasi people get happiness in money, fame, and pleasure, sensual enjoyment, going to different places. They want pleasure in that thing. They want to enjoy the senses to the last extent. Huh? But Lord says when you do Rajoguni, you may get instant happiness, but the suffering is permanent after that. In Rajogun, you get little happiness, but the suffering is more after that. In Satogun, the happiness is to serve others on bodily platform, like doing some punyas, like distributing food, giving education, giving medicine, yoga, and all the good activities. They come in Sattvagun activities. But that type of pleasure increases your ego. It doesn't destroy your ego. It increases your punya. Ultimately, you will after that you will go to Swargaloka, enjoy there, and come back. But the real pleasure is the Shuddha Sattvic pleasure, which the spiritualists understand. Connecting with Krishna, serving Krishna, chanting, reading, uh, and causelessly serving Lord and Guru and Vaishnava. The pleasure you get in that is the Shuddha Sattvic pleasure, which burns away all our desires, which burns away the propensity of pleasure. Everything is burnt. So that is the real pleasure. Serving Krishna, chanting, reading, eating prasad, and somehow connecting ourselves with Krishna all the time. That is the real pleasure. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, morning chanting program ki jai, Samved Bhakti.